African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command in combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation as of July 30th, 2025. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation. Units of the North Group of Forces improved their tactical position. They inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of 2 mechanized, airborne assault brigades and 2 assault regiments of the Ukrainian armed forces in the areas of the settlements of Proletarskoye, Yunakovka, and Andriivka in the Sumy region. In the Kharkov direction, units of a mechanized, tank brigades and an assault regiment of the Ukrainian armed forces were defeated in the areas of the settlements of Melov and Volchansky Katora in the Kharkov region. That the Ukrainian armed forces lost over 190 servicemen, a tank, an armored combat vehicle, 2 vehicles, and an artillery piece. An electronic warfare station, 3 ammunition depots, and 4 supply depots were destroyed. Units of the Southern Group of Forces occupied more advantageous lines and positions. Defeated the manpower and equipment of 4 mechanized brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and a National Guard brigade in the areas of the settlements of Konstantinovka, Ivanopoly, Vasyevkovka, and Dzержinsk of the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy lost up to 200 servicemen, 6 vehicles, 2 Western-made artillery pieces, an electronic warfare station, and a counter-battery radar station. 2 ammunition depots and 3 supply depots were destroyed. Units of the Center Group of Forces improved their tactical position. Defeated the formations of 3 mechanized, airborne assault, infantry brigades, an assault regiment of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Konstantinovka, Ivanopoly, Vasyevkovka, and Dzержinsk of the Donetsk People's Republic. The losses of the Ukrainian armed forces amounted to 410 servicemen, 2 combat armored vehicles, 5 cars, a Czech-made Vampire multiple launch rocket system, 3 artillery pieces, and a counter battery radar station. Units of the East Troop Group continued to advance deep into the enemy's defense. They inflicted damage on the manpower and equipment of 4 mechanized brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 2 territorial defense brigades, and a National Guard brigade in the areas of the settlements Iskra, Alexandrogorod, Zeleny Gai of the Donetsk People's Republic, Vorono, Yanvarsko, and Novopetrovskoye of the Dnipropetrovsk region. The Armed Forces of Ukraine lost more than 210 servicemen, 3 armored combat vehicles, 10 cars, and a Western-made artillery piece. 2 ammunition depots and a supply warehouse were destroyed. Units of the Dnieper Troop Group inflicted damage on formations of mechanized and mountain assault brigades, a coastal defense brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 3 territorial defense brigades, and a National Guard brigade in the areas of the settlements Belogori, Novoandriivka, Veselyanka, Grigorovka, Orkhov of the Zaporizhia region, Algovka, and Antonovka of the Kherson region. The enemy lost up to 55 servicemen, 2 vehicles, an artillery piece, 4 electronic warfare stations, and 2 counter-battery radar stations. 2 ammunition depots and 5 supply warehouses were destroyed. Operational tactical aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile troops, and artillery of the Russian Armed Forces troop groups inflicted damage on transport infrastructure used in the interests of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, a warehouse of robotic complexes, temporary deployment points of Ukrainian formations, and foreign mercenaries in 156 areas. Air defense means shot down 2 guided aerial bombs and 133 airplane-type unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, destroyed 664 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 73,522 unmanned aerial vehicles, 624 anti-aircraft missile systems, 24,384 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,584 multiple launch rocket systems, 27,956 field artillery pieces and mortars, 38,892 units of special military automotive equipment. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.